Hello everyone and welcome back to Gwimb Discusses 40k Things. Alright, now today lads, I wish to ask a question and propose a theory to you all. Now I know what you're thinking. Hang on, a 40k theory and discussion video? Isn't that the realms of someone a lot more popular, talented and silky voiced than yourself? Correct, but blatant rip-offs is, a key part of the entertainment industry, so let's carry on regardless. And ask the question, is Endryd Harr a Thunder Warrior? Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's Endryd Harr and what are you talking about? Let me explain. Endryd Harr was a Praetor and member of the 12th Legion during the times of the Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy, and is the main protagonist of the Black Shields, or 40k audiobooks. Now, in these audiobooks, it's long established that there's something a little bit more to Endryd Harr than meets the eye, as brought up in a lot of the dialogue, backstory, and his interactions with other characters. And I believe what the insinuation is behind the authors is that Endryd Harr himself is in fact a Thunder Warrior that has been genetically enhanced to be a member of the Adeptus Astartes. Now, let me explain why I believe this is the case, and why it could not be the case as well, and let's go through from there. First reason is the genetics and biology of Endryd Harr himself. Now, Endryd Harr is described as being incredibly large, even for a Space Marine, and larger than a lot of his contemporary battle brothers, with having much larger body mass, bone structure, and bulk. However, it's also noted that, despite his large bulk, he's able to move faster than many of his Legion brothers. This is further backed up by the fact Fabius Bile himself did not believe Endryd Harr to be a true member of the Adeptus Astartes because of his size, bulk, and speed, with Fabius Bile believing he was something else. This is also backed up in the third of the Black Shield's audiobooks, when a Sons of Horus apothecary notes Endryd Harr's unique biology, bone structure, and muscle density, believing him to, of course, be something else more than the traditional 5,000 Space Marines. Now, the counter-argument to this is it is established in the 40k or the 30k rulebooks that Endryd Harr was a member of the original 5,000 Space Marines, the Primus Editiate on Terra, and his size and bulk was because he undergone extensive gene works on Terra, far above and far longer than his traditional form being a member of the Adeptus Astartes. So it is theoretically possible that his size, bulk, and speed was a part of the Emperor's tinkering with the gene seed and induction process that created this size. However, this is also slightly disproved because of the fact that upon interrogation and investigation by the same Sons of Horus apothecary, he notes that Endryd Harr has a unique GeneWorks data code, which is far outdated and goes before the original Legionaries, and it's also noted that Endryd Harr himself was significantly genetically altered before receiving the implants and black carapace of the Legions, further insinuating that he was genetically modified far beyond what was traditional for a Space Marine and before he became a member of the Adeptus Astartes. But again, this could be just part of the Emperor tinkering with Endryd Harr's gene seed and biology before setting him loose on Terra. However, the biggest reasons why it's insinuated that Endryd Harr is a Thunder Warrior is by Endryd Harr's own volition and upon Malcador the Sigillite's insinuations. It is insinuated by Malcador the Sigillite that Endryd Harr was actually a brother to Thunder Warriors. When mentioning the fact that Endryd Harr served in the Cerberus insurrection and fought against the renegade Ditart Thunder Warriors, Malcador the Sigillite commented that those renegade Thunder Warriors could have been your brothers once. An interesting turn of phrase, and one which Endryd Harr was incredibly annoyed about when the Malcador insinuated it. This is also, in fact, backed up by when Endryd Harr, talking to the Sons of Horus apothecary, interrogating him, he was told that the World Eaters were not his original brothers. Upon asking what happened to his original brothers, Endryd Harr said that he personally killed them. This could actually mean that he was a Thunder Warrior that fought in the Battle of Aratat upon becoming a member of the Adeptus Astartes, and a member of the original legions, insinuating that he was perhaps a Thunder Warrior that was genetically engineered to become a member of the Adeptus Astartes himself. Now, these two things are not definite clue or definite admissions, but they're very suspicious when you're looking at the picture together and insinuating that Endryd Harr was actually a member of a brotherhood before he became a legionary, and that he killed same brotherhood upon Terra. Now, a further thing that links him to the Thunder Warriors is the fact that Endryd Harr also had a tattoo of the Raptor Imperialis, which was given to the original Thunder Warriors and was one of the staples of the original Thunder Warriors on Terra, meaning that they served directly alongside the Emperor himself. Now, this wasn't entirely exclusive to the Thunder Warriors. The Thunder Warriors were merely the first adopters of the tattoo, and afterwards the practice did spread to some Imperial army troops and some original members of the Adeptus Astartes serving on Terra. However, putting all this together, I do believe that Endryd Harr was in fact a Thunder Warrior that was genetically engineered into becoming a member of the Adeptus Astartes and joining the 12th Legion. Now, if this is true, this does actually open up some interesting thoughts. For example, if it is possible to turn a Thunder Warrior into a member of the Legions, why didn't the Emperor do it for all of them? What was the reasons behind letting them all die rather than creating new ones? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, isn't it impossible to turn a member of the Thunder Warriors into a Space Marine? No, because if you read Outcast Dead... Yeah, Outcast Dead. Is it Outlast Dead? No, it is Outcast Dead. It has a Thunder Warriors in it, and one of the goals of the Thunder Warriors is to get themselves a gene seed, a progeny gland, so they can implant it into themselves to grant themselves longer life, and save them from the mutations and genetic degradation of being a Thunder Warrior. So, using gene seed to enhance a Thunder Warrior, giving them longer life and turning them into basically a Legionary, is actually previously established in canon before these audiobooks. Now, this does pose the question of why the Emperor, if he could turn Thunder Warriors into Legionaries, didn't do it. Well, I think it's probably more because of a case of the Emperor being a bit lazy, and it's easier to produce new Marines than it is to genetically engineer Thunder Warriors into Legionaries. Because remember, at this point, the Thunder Warriors were suffering massive genetic degradation and mental degradation. Many of them were going insane, forgetting where they were, cancers, growths. They were basically fucked. And trying to, save them was probably a lost cause at that point. I mean, you could probably genetically engineer a lot of them to save them from the mutations, but the mental degradation of the Thunder Warriors themselves was probably the main factor against transforming Thunder Warriors into Legionaries. Although I must admit, considering Endryd Harr's performance and the fact he can frickin' kill Space Marines without power armor and rip people's heads off like he did, probably means Big E should have at least considered it, because it turns out it created some pretty badass troops, but I digress. So, why would the Emperor just do one Thunder Warrior as a Legionary? Well, it's also insinuated that it may not have actually been the Emperor himself who authorized the change. It is established previously that Endryd Harr used to do a lot of secret missions for Malcador the Sigillite during the time of the Great Crusade. In fact, when Endryd Harr was arrested on Terra, he had just come back from a secret mission from Malcador the Sigillite upon the outbreak of the Horus Heresy, promptly leading to his arrest because of his Legion heritage, as part of the 12th Legion. So it is possible that it could not have been the Emperor doing it, rather Malcador seeing if he could do it to give himself a few secret agents before he created the Knights Era. Possible, but until canon is confirmed, we won't know. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. I do genuinely believe that Endryd Harr was in fact a Thunder Warrior who was made into a Legionary. I'm really looking forward to hoping if they continue the Black Shields audiobook series, if my theory will be confirmed or not. However, I do definitely recommend giving them a listen to, because the Black Shield series is a really nice little insight into some of the more darker, unknown pieces of the Horus Heresy, and the cast and crew of the Ruination and Endryd Harr and all his comrades are really entertaining to listen to. So, that's my thoughts. Is Endryd Harr a Thunder Warrior, or was he just genetically engineered far beyond the traditional Legionary on Terra? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I might do another blatant rip-off another time.